So if you're a professional photographer, you've probably got into this business to create amazing art, right? Not to become a part-time accountant. But let's be real. The financial side of things, all that reconciliation, can be this confusing, time-draining nightmare that just pulls you away from what you actually love to do. Okay, let's dive into how we can fix that.
8. This number right here, this is what should be keeping you up at night, because this is the average number of hours a professional photographer like you loses every single month to manual bookkeeping.
You know the drill, don't you? It's the end of the month, and you are buried in a mountain of lab invoices, trying to match them all up with bank statements and your gallery orders. It's this manual, super error-prone process that's just a total waste of your creative energy. So let's actually put a name to this beast. We're calling it the photographer's 8-hour problem, and it's really rooted in a few core financial challenges that, honestly, almost every single studio faces. Now, what's so interesting here is how all these pains are tangled together. You know, when your session fees get mixed in with your product sales, well, then you can't track lab costs for each client. And when your in-person sales, your IPS revenue, isn't separated out, your true profit per client becomes a total mystery. It all just blends into this murky financial picture that makes trying to make strategic decisions feel like you're just throwing a dart in the dark. But this whole problem goes way beyond just losing time. Let's talk about the hidden costs, because we can put a very, very real dollar amount on all this inefficiency. $14,400. I mean, just look at that number. That's the staggering annual value of those 8 hours a month. And that's assuming your time is worth about $150 an hour, which, let's be honest, for a professional is probably a conservative estimate. So here's the crucial point. This isn't just about lost hours you could have been shooting or editing. This financial confusion directly leads to you underpricing your packages because you don't actually know your true margins. It creates this massive cash flow stress because you're not properly tracking deposits as future unearned revenue. It's a huge deal. All right, enough about the problem. Let's actually build the solution. And it starts not with some fancy AI, but with something way more fundamental. Building a solid, logical structure right inside your accounting software, like QuickBooks. This right here, this is the bedrock of the entire system. First, you're going to separate your income into different accounts, one for session fees, one for products, and so on. Second, you'll track your cost of goods sold by making an account for each of your lab vendors. And finally, you'll properly manage deposits using an unearned revenue account. Seriously, creating these clean buckets for your data is the non-negotiable first step that makes all the powerful automation even possible. Okay, now for the really fun part. With that clean foundation in place, we can bring in AI to instantly turn all that structured data into powerful, actionable insights. And this is just, it's magical. Once you connect an AI tool like Claude to your accounting software, you can ask it questions in plain English. You're not writing complex code. You're literally just having a conversation with your data. And because you did the work and created those clean buckets back in QuickBooks, this simple request triggers a super sophisticated financial analysis in seconds. And boom, here's the result. This is the after state. It's a beautiful, clean dashboard that gives you immediate clarity. You can see your revenue broken down by session type, and even more importantly, you can see your exact profit margin for every single client. No more guessing. I mean, the difference just couldn't be more stark, could it? You go from 8 hours of tedious work down to just 15 minutes. From error-prone spreadsheets to 100% accuracy, all thanks to a direct data connection. And the best part? You go from a vague feeling, yeah, I think I'm profitable, to a hard fact. The Johnson wedding had an 81.4% profit margin. That's a game changer. And this brings us to the real benefit. Look, saving time is great, but the true transformation here is shifting your role from being a stressed-out bookkeeper to an empowered business strategist who makes decisions based on actual data. So with a chart like this, you can see at a glance where your money is really coming from. Okay, weddings are clearly the biggest piece of the pie for this business. But are they the most profitable? This is where that next layer of data becomes so critical. Now this chart, this shows your product attachment rate. And what's really fascinating here is that even though newborn sessions are just a tiny slice of the total revenue, they have the highest rate of converting to high-margin product sales. Senior portraits, on the other hand, are seriously lagging. See? This is a real, actionable insight. It might mean you need to create a new senior package with a print credit already built in to encourage those profitable sales. So let's just pause and officially define that term. The product attachment rate is a crucial key performance indicator, or KPI. As you can see, it measures your in-person sales revenue as a percentage of the session fee. Essentially, a high rate just means you're awesome at turning a session into a really profitable product order. Tracking this metric is absolutely vital for optimizing your business.
So the bottom line is this. Automation gives you the power to answer the questions that actually matter. You're no longer asking, where did that receipt go? You're asking, who are my best clients and how can I find more people just like them? These are the high-value, strategic questions that are going to drive real growth. And that's really what we want to leave you with. Just imagine for a second having this level of financial clarity for your business right now. What is the very first strategic decision you would make?